Welcome to the step-by-step video guide for you who want to knit the Air vest, blouse, tee. What is this little odd knitting really? Well, you can wear it on top of a shirt or a dress, over a long sleeve tee in the winter, or even in the summer with a nice bra or a plain top underneath. So this one will give you lots of opportunities to combine with other lovely pieces from your wardrobe. It's an extremely easy and quick knit, and you will straight away want to knit another one. I like to have a plain sort of classic one and a more sparkling one for happy days. However, there are some traps, and I'll take you through that in this step-by-step video guide. So, let's get started. Unpacking yarn is such a thrill, and here I got lovely new skeins from Painter's Yarn. For my size, I will need 2 skeins of the super chunky merino. That is a 70 meters per 100 gram. I've chosen this, one of my favorite colors, the Grand Budapest Hotel. And for that, I will have this coffee color for the lace yarn. So this blouse is worked, let's call it a tee. Air is worked with 2 different types of yarn, the chunky merino and the lace kid mohair. It is worked in 2 different types of brioche, 2 different colors. We're working on very large needles, and therefore you'll also be finished before you get started. Yes, I'm now ready to cast on the number of stitches for my size using a circular needle, 8 millimeters or US 11. In the cast on, I use both yarns held together, the yarn A and B. And I cast on the number of stitches I need for my size, just like that. I have already cast on for my size, and now I will join the work for working in the round. First of all, I will place a marker. Very important when working brioche. I place my marker number 1, and then I will join for working in the round. So with my marker number 1 on my right hand needle, I will join for working in the round, and I use both yarns held together and purl all stitches on this round 0. Make sure to drag it tight here in the beginning of the round. Purl all stitches all the way until you meet marker 1 again. Make sure to work fairly tight, as this is a neck opening and it can get too loose. Don't worry if you think it seems small now, it will be totally alright. It will open up once knitted. So this was our round 0, and we now have these little purl knots all way round. You can see on the finished piece that this is exactly also what we have here, these purl ridges. And now here comes the rib, the brioche rib. It's easier detected on the wrong side actually, so don't let yourself confused by that. I mentioned you might find some traps in this knitting, and one of the traps is remember to place a marker. This is really crucial, otherwise you can lose track of where you are. So whatever you have a nice numbered marker, as I have here, or you have some of your own favorite markers, just don't work the Air blouse without using markers. Now we'll start the 2-colored brioche rib pattern, and for that I will use my color B. I will slip the marker, and from now on I will work with 1 yarn at a time only. So the working yarn I will place at my left side, and the resting yarn at the right side so they will not get tangled. Here we go. This is the repeat for round number 1. Knit 1, knit 1, and slip 1 yarn over. That is, slip 1 purlwise, yarn over needle, like that. Now the stitch has 1 yarn over. So knit 1 and slip 1 yarn over. Here you go. The slip 1 yarn over, knit 1. So you need to have the yarn be in front of your right hand needle and then slip 1 stitch purlwise so that the stitch now has 1 yarn over. When knitting the next stitch, the yarn over is locked to the stitch, or now it can stay here. So the very simple thing to do is slip 1 yarn over like that. You need to have your yarn in front of your right hand needle. It doesn't matter with the left hand needle whether the yarn is behind or in front, that makes no difference. This is the repeat for our round 1 all the way. Knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, continue until you meet marker 1 again. Now at the end of the round, there's just one more knit 1, one more slip 1 yarn over, like that, and I will make sure that I'm on the right track by looking. This is a slip 1 yarn over, and at the beginning I had a knit 1, so that's a good check. Slip the marker, and now again twist the yarn. Old yarn over new yarn. The yarn I've finished, I'll twist over the yarn that I've stopped with. Now switch yarn or replace your skeins so that your yarn will not get tangled. So this is very important to use markers to be able to keep on track with this pattern. So now round 2 is a slip 1 yarn over on this stitch, like that, and a brioche purl 1 on the stitch with its yarn over. So that is, brioche purl is purl the stitch and its yarn over together. Purl 1 like that. Slip 1 yarn over, again the same as previous round, and then a brioche purl 1, which is purl the stitch and its yarn over together. And yarn over and a brioche 1. Yarn over. I prefer to have my yarn in front of the needle when making a purl 1, but you can do as you like. So the trap at this point is you need to be absolutely sure that don't get confused. It has to look a bit messy right now. You can't really see the rib pattern yet. You might be able to see a little bit of it on the wrong side, but don't worry, it will be fine if you just continue. A few rounds more, you'll be able to see the pattern. So the slip 1 is always made on the stitch that has no yarn overs, and the purl 1 is made on the stitch with yarn overs. Slip 1 like that, and the brioche purl 1 on the stitch with a yarn over. A bit hard to see this very thin lace yarn, but continue like that to marker 1. At the end of round 2, here we are, purl and slip marker number 1, twist the yarn and replace skeins like that. Now round 3, I'll just tighten up the yarn just a little bit, is a brioche knit 1. The stitch and its yarn over is knit together, and a slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit 1, slip 1 yarn over. Again, the brioche stitch is made on the stitch that has a yarn over, and the stitch that has no yarn over gets a yarn over. Now you can just slightly begin to see the shape of a knit stitch, and this is the trap I was talking about. The thing is that in this pattern we use the kid mohair for the knit stitch in the 2-colored rib pattern, and it's hard to see until you've worked at least 5 or 6 rounds whether your pattern is right. But you can easier see that on the wrong side, so you can turn around to make sure if you are on the right track to see the wrong side. It is, however, totally on purpose that it is the fragile part we will want to use for the right side. Let's continue. This was round 3.